Are you out there? Please answer. Let's try and guess who's speaking more from the heart. I went to school for chemical engineering and was there when the cancer tore me apart. Before I start, let me apologize. I can still see my mama's pain when my father cried, but he never lost his pride. That's why I try and talk to guys, give them game. You can't be no victim to these women's pain, cause I just find that shit insane. That's something I can't entertain. Nas said sleep is the cousin of death. Well, insanity is maybe a friend of fame's. I say all that to say, before all the fame and all of the accolades, nobody cared if this brother passed away. Let's take it back a bit. I was consulting men that was black and rich, worked on their image, gave them a classic fit. That's when I realized women that's chasing men who was rated 10 can't be a win if you rated barely 5. Hated to hear the truth, was trained to hear the lies. I tried to share the proof, despite all the teary eyes. There's certain things that women just rather not want to hear from guys. I wasn't here to offend you, I was just here to try. Either you Instagram follow, tweeting, or friends on LinkedIn. I was just telling you women what all these men are thinking. There's nothing wrong with that plumber making $100 grand, or the guy that's working hard at construction winter and numb his hands. Damn. Now that's what I call a fucking man. And you think that's a step down for you? Help me to understand. Perhaps can it be a blatant attack on a black family? A man without woman, is that sanity? A mother of 5 trying to survive all this calamity. Once Meek Mill, and I can't tell her that that's fantasy. Go on Instagram and praise killers, say free the homie. When I died, you said I deserved it, and you ain't even know me. But still my spirit is good and trust that my soul's fine. The shit that hurts the most, I was torn apart by my own kind. Who am I?
Shout out to Ransom for doing what he does, painting these really dope visuals.
Crazy.
Really dope pictures, man. This was joint called They Live, produced by Nicholas Craven on Director's Cut 4.
DC4.
Man, I remember when this came out, we was
Yeah.
we was wilding like, yo,
Right.
this joint is such a powerful creation, the way he crafted this cinematic, you know, every song was basically named after a film. Mm-hmm. Every song had a feel.
If you don't know, he's talking about Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
And
rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
Right. And so many women looked at him as like he was the bad guy. Like just for telling them the truth.
They killed him.
Yeah, they killed him, basically.
Right. Well, let's go through the line so that it can frame our topic, because we'll just be here all day talking about this conversation. And I want to say that this is not a chauvinistic standpoint that we're coming from, right?
No.
We're gonna frame this and just really go from what his conversation was, his verse was about. Was about Kevin Samuels, and what, if you're not familiar with Kevin Samuels, look him up. You know, was suited and booted every time.
I wouldn't even say relationship expert. I would just say.
Well, he started out like he talks about it. He went to school for chemical engineering. I didn't know that. And I guess he said he was paying his father cried. Mom was paying his father cried. Never lost his pride. That's why I tried to talk to guys. So he tried to talk to guys and give them game.
Right.
So that was his initial thing. And I thought it was dope the way he was always dressed up in his crib.
Always.
Like suited up,
and booted.
You know what I'm saying? It gave him somewhat of validity
right.
as he was giving people advice, and it was harsh when he spoke to women.
It was.
When he said, let's take it back a bit, I was consulting men that was black and rich, worked on their image, gave them a classic fit, and that's where he initially began to consult men, right?
Right.
And then he realized women that's chasing men who's rated 10 can't be a winner if you rated barely 5. So backing up, this is where we kind of started our conversation, right? Women that see themselves in a certain light as someone that deserves, someone that makes more, someone that is more successful. However you view yourself,
right?
You were targeting men that you would see as 10s that are in a smaller percentile in terms of their salary. Some people didn't want guys with kids. Like they had their specifications, and he would look at them and say, you know, one thing that was crazy, he would ask their height and weight. Right. And that was when you could see the tension. Right.
That was the initial tension. Like, why does that matter?
No.
How can that not matter if you have your requirements and qualifications? Yeah. Why can't a man want a woman that's properly proportionately built?
And I would notice like that would be the point of contention where they would just be like, they would clam up
Yes.
or they would get defensive, and just trying to understand where he was coming from. As a woman, I can understand you feeling like he's tearing women down, right? Because of his tactic and the way he did it, and that would make sense because there's a bit of a shock value, there's a bit of clickbait. It's online. It's not like it's a one-on-one where you're getting therapy from a person. He understands that this is entertainment.
Oh, absolutely.
So
He understood the value of it.
But like you said, the absolute truth is that you as a person looking for someone to connect with, to be with forever, you can't start with salary. Right? Because that's a changing thing.
It changes, and that shrinks your pool, your dating pool, for one.
Absolutely.
B, what do you think this man that makes this money that you are looking for is going to be looking for in a woman? And that's what his angle was. Like, that's what a lot of them didn't want to hear was, okay, you have these requirements and this is what you want in a man. So what this man that you're looking for, are you the woman that this man would be looking for?
And that was the thing. How do you brutally tell someone you wouldn't even date you, right? Like,
right.
And he would break down how many kids you have, weight, height, what you look like, what you do, what you make.
Right.
And, it kind of makes you wonder, is this society telling people that you got to get this? Is it someone in your family telling people that you need to be taken care of? And then, like we were talking about earlier, the list of 30 places that women
don't want to go on
a first date.
Like,
and Cheesecake Factory's number one, based off that video where Shorty was wouldn't get out the car because dude took her to Cheesecake Factory.
I'm so confused.
It had movies, bowling, of course, your house, a couple other places like fast food chains.
I can't.
Just anything that wouldn't suggest that this person is willing to spend hundreds of dollars on a first date.
I remember for a while, $200 dates was a problem. Like, oh, he ain't spending $200 on a date. It's not a date. I remember for a while we can't go, and if I'm out with my friends, if he can't pay for everybody that's out, then he can't. Like, remember those? What? Like, what are we? Like, where are we?
Yeah.
And like, this is the harsh reality that he brought to these women that called, and it came across kind of as not just brutal honesty, but it came across as kind of tearing them down. Whereas, okay, what you're looking for in a man, do you think looking at you, this man that you're looking for would want to date you? And he was putting it in the terms of, when you look at a man and like, this is what you want. Oh, he needs to be 6 feet. He needs to be this. He needs to be that. When he looks at you, he's going to say, okay, I need her to be 5'8". I need her to be 140. I need her to make, or do you fit in?
No kids.
I want her to have no kids. I want her to have no boyfriend that's in prison or not, like, when you turn the tables and the criteria that you have is being told or being digested by a man that's sitting in front of you, that is, he exemplifies all of that. 6 figures, well dressed, all of that.
Yeah.
So me, I'm with you. What the catch is, I'm looking at you like, this is not what I'm telling you. This is not what I want.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that though.
But you don't want to hear that,
right?
So this is why he's the villain. He's the bad guy.
Yeah. And here's the thing: when we talk about women and their requirements, right? And you talk about first date, and you talk about salary. What you're really trying to say is that you want someone to have intention. You're not really saying salary. You're not really saying money. You're saying that you don't want to waste your time and go out with someone that either just wants to smash or just wants to not spend and see if you guys connect and see where this goes, because there's a chance that he may be a bare minimum person. I was a bare minimum person. So that was, I know, like when I was a unicorn, if I met somebody, I mean, when I didn't have kids and I was a grown man doing what I'm doing, we came from college campus where we didn't necessarily date, right? Then I'm doing music. So I can invite you to a show and that's like 5 dates.
A date.
So I'm spoiled. True. So I'm a bare minimum guy, right? So I'm honest though.
Campus can't be skewed our thinking on a lot of things.
so I get it. You want to know if I'm asking you, if I meet somebody, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna say come to my crib, but I do want to know if you're worth spending money on. And 9 times out of 10, a couple conversations I can tell if there's a connection.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean necessarily I have to go all out and spend $200, $300 to show you my intention.
And that's the standard that most women have. Like, if he can't take me out to this restaurant and spend this amount of money on me, I don't want him. Or if he can't, like if I'm out with my girls and he pull up, if he can't pay for everybody there, then that's not my type of guy. Like, when did that become the standard? B, why is it a standard? Like, why is the salary the very first part of the conversation?
It's social media, you know.
Yeah, of course. You know, you gotta fake it till you make it. You gotta look a certain way. Your pictures and your videos got to have a certain filter. They gotta be in certain places. So I get it, but how official is that connection if everything you do is you posting pictures with just you, or you posting pictures of just your plate? There's a dude on the other side of that table. Yeah. But you want to post pictures of just your plate. You want to post pictures of the restaurant.
That's the other side. That's the other side. If I'm bare minimum, you can be advantageous. Like, I just want to get a meal, a free meal.
That's it.
A free this, a free that.
Right.
And, you know, it happens. Like, that's a real thing. So if you want to shield yourself from all that, you're like, yo, I'm only going here to eat. And on the other side of that, a dude may be like, yo, I'm not doing that until I know I rock with you, right? Until I understand that this could be something deeper.
Right. Until our conversations are more than designer and what restaurant we going to. Yeah. Until we can play a nice 2-hour game of Scrabble and I can see what your vocabulary looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Like, other than that, my initial attraction is physical. I'm just like what I see. So if that's my only attraction to you at the time until I get to know you on a more, intimate level. Yeah. Other than that, my goal is going to be to smash until we get to know each other.
So the underlying layer is honesty, right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's the underlying layer.
But outside of honesty, the underlying layer is, I don't know why it seems like women go in with the savior mentality. Like, he got to be able to do this and do this for me. Like,
this
why?
is true. This is true.
It's like women, when they seek out a savior. Like, he need to be able to do this. He need to make this. He need to be here. Why can't he just be a great human being that y'all have great conversations and a great connection, and then y'all see where y'all can build from there?
I mean, there's always some history in a track record. Like, a lot of times people have dealt with people that are broke or don't have.
True.
It's just that, when I got with my wife, I was a substitute teacher, right? I had done music, but I was a substitute teacher.
Right.
So you have to look at the person and their ambition.
True.
Like, if she would have judged me on that, we would have never went anywhere. Like, it wouldn't have worked. And during that time, I was insecure because I had went from, being a signed artist to somebody that was now, coaching and subbing and stringing money together and paying rent. But I also knew that this was not where I was going to stay. I had bigger dreams.
It took someone with foresight and vision to see that.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't come in and say, oh, this nigga sub?
Right.
Oh, no. He makes $32,000. I'm not dealing with this.
I didn't even make that.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it takes someone to have that foresight to say, okay, I know what he's working on. I know what he wants to do. I know that this is a phase that he's in right now. We can work with something.
And if you come in, you meet somebody that's not doing as well, you can't just say, oh, he broke.
Hey,
right? You got to say, yo, what you got going on?
But 9 out of 10 women will.
But on the other side of that, if son is, and no offense to the gamers out there, but if son is a video gamer that is not monetizing it, right? Or just somebody that just doesn't.
That's different. You talking about gamers? You talking about people that stay on games all day? They're not making no money. They're not doing nothing.
That's just an example. Not doesn't have to be a game.
Right. I'm just saying like
that type of person that doesn't doesn't have an ambition to do anything other than whatever job they have.
You get what you get.
Right. There's people that like that, and I don't mean to just classify gamers. I'm just saying like there's certain people that just they're in their lane, they do what they do, and they're not looking to progress right away.
They're not looking for women either. So,
but when they find them, they Netflix and chilling them,
and they love it.
Bare minimum.
They love them. They love it. They find a chick that love that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I hated to hear the truth, was trained to hear the lies. I tried to share the proof despite all the teary eyes. That's funny.
I tried to share the proof.
Yeah. There's certain things that women just rather not want to hear from guys. And
like they rather hear from their girlfriends because it lands softer.
Yeah.
It's a softer land.
Like the surgery conversation.
Yeah.
Like when we say, hey, we don't like the lashes, we don't like the fake this. It's for me. It's not for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
If that's the story you came up with, sure.
Yeah. I wasn't here to offend you. I was just here to try. Either you Instagram follow, tweeting, or friends on LinkedIn. I was just telling you women what all these men are thinking. And they basically hated the messenger. Yeah.
Like he's literally telling you as a man what men are thinking when you come with these ridiculous expectations. And again, how can you want a man that's a 10 when you barely a 5?
Man, I have a couple of homegirls that I joke around with as they progress in their careers, and I'll be like, "Oh, you trying to be single forever?" Like, if they're single and they go PhD, move on to their career. One homegirl wanted to become a surgeon. I was like, "Oh, so." The pool slims, and I joke around with them, and I say it's not because of the men, it's because of you,
right? Now that's there's an intimidation factor with that. There's
intimidation factor.
Now women like that should have some sort of expectation of the man that they want to deal with. Because you should, but B, there's not going to be a large enough pool to deal with that type of career, that type of what's the word I'm looking for?
Status, ambition, aspiration,
right? Just a woman that's not okay with just being a kept woman and just being like, oh, I got a husband.
Yeah,
like she's a go getter. She want to go do this. A lot of dudes don't want that. So it slims in two ways. In that, at the level you're at, you don't have the time, or even the desire to deal with someone that's beneath you, like.
So
you don't have time.
It's not levels in terms of beneath and above, but I think salary is getting thrown in for exactly what you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Tiffany Haddish is a single woman from what I remember, right?
Okay.
And if somebody that is working at a fast food joint or Walmart or Costco or something, and they're attracted to each other, like she bumps into him,
right?
His day-to-day moves are aligned differely,
completely
than
different
hers,
from
right?
Exactly.
And unless he has an ambition to be self-employed and be a multimillionaire, years down the line,
she gonna be like,
they're not gonna line up.
It just doesn't work.
Because I'm like, she want to do this vacation. I got to go here to shoot this. I got to do that.
I got to go to work. I don't have time. I don't have no PTO.
Right. So your mindset, right?
Exactly.
Is different. That's not a salary thing.
That's a lifestyle disconnect.
Correct.
And there are situations where you have a lifestyle disconnect. You're just on two different time frames. Like my day to day is completely different from yours. My weekends are different from yours. My nights are different from yours. It's just a lifestyle disconnect.
But I'm gonna throw this out. What if he's 36? He's a teacher and a coach. Now his life has purpose.
That's a different thing,
right? So what if you're attracted to the purpose?
Okay.
And what this person does and what they bring to the world. So what they can't fly here and fly there, right? So women that are limiting themselves and saying, I need somebody that makes this amount of money.
Exactly.
You may be missing out on somebody that has something greater. They may be able to save. They may be able to use their time off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different things.
You can't show that kind of stuff on the gram, though. So that's you got to understand the element that plays into it, too.
Right.
Like, women are creatures that, not literal creatures, by the way.
We're all creatures.
But, women are creatures that, by habit, they want to feel taken care of. They want to feel secure, and they want to occasionally be able to show off shit. So when it comes down to it, especially this era, 25 to 38, I'll say.
Yeah, that age group, definitely.
They want to be seen on the gram. They want to be seen on TikTok or whatever platform they use. And they want to be seen taking pictures in the Maldives. And they want to be seen taking pictures in Turks and Caicos and being able to stun on their friends and be like, hey, I just came back from here and I just did this. And you know what I mean? Like, this is just the era that we live in, because if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen.
Well, that's general. That's generalizing, but
I'm just saying from the aspect of the premise or the logic behind wanting someone that makes that type of money, because again, you want to be able to show this, or you want to be able to show, oh, he bought me this for my birthday. You don't want to be spending another birthday where you're, hey, out at dinner alone at Chili's again this year. You know what I mean? So
we didn't marry Graham girls, right? So
true,
you know what I'm saying?
My wife wants to do everything. Like,
right.
She wants to go everywhere. She wants every shoe that comes out.
Okay.
But she doesn't, oh, you can't get it from me? I'm going to go find another thing that can.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So, she's not that.
To speak to that point, there are some people that come from having less that do not want to get with a partner where every month it's like, how we gonna do this? How we gonna pay this? How we gonna, and that may be a trigger for them.
It could be a trigger, but again, if it's a stage, that's one thing.
True.
If it's a constant reality, that's another. Like, if you're always in this same survival mode year after year, month after month, and it seems like this is the constant cycle that you're in, that's something that you like, okay, this is not working out. But if under normal circumstances things work, and then you have this 5 to 6 month window where, you know, somebody lose their job or something like that, like that's something different.
I agree, and I still think that, you know, not to go back to my situation, but if my wife would have chosen someone that was doing a lot better financially, that didn't necessarily connect with her the same way,
right?
You know, like you said, you can lose a job, right?
Yeah.
Like, things can finances can shift, right? Finances can shift like that. Things can change. So if you're a woman, if you're a man looking for someone to be with, it's tough to put that salary thing so high. You know what I'm saying? Because
just think about this. I'm sure at some point there was a woman that was completely and totally in love with Jason Williams when he was or Jay Williams when he was at Duke, knowing that he was going number 1, number 2, he was going to be a top 5 draft pick, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Oh, my husband's going to be doing this. My husband's going to be doing that. He lasted a year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Knee surgeries, and after all of that, he couldn't even play no more. So now you go from signing a 4-year multi-million-dollar deal to now you getting retirement and pension pay, if you can get that, because you weren't in the league long enough. But now this is meager money now, because you're going from what, 10 figures down to about 6 maybe.
There's countless stories like that.
There's countless stories like this. So this is why you can't, like, putting all of your eggs in a salary basket. That salary can go at any time. Like, partners get fired from firms, CEOs get fired from jobs. So even the highest paid salary that you can think of, these people lose jobs all the time. Which coaches get fired every year, bro.
Yeah, players lose jobs. Like,
this is what I'm saying. Like, people get waived.
Yeah.
Listen, man. People you get an injury, you never get your job back. Like, all these kind of things happen.
Yeah.
But
player money is different from coach money and broadcast money. It's
all different.
It's good money, but when you thinking about a lifestyle, you know.
And that's the thing. And that's what I think a lot of women go into it thinking. They're thinking of the lifestyle as opposed to the life. Like, you're thinking about the lifestyle. I need to be doing what such and such is doing. Or my friend is doing this. Why can't I do that?
Yeah.
Or such and such is doing this. Why can't I go here? Oh, you know what I mean? So they're not thinking about the life. They're not thinking about the person that they're trying to build this future with, and, you know, what greatness may come down the line. They're thinking about what's right now. He only made $28,000 because he working at McDonald's, and I know he's just working here right now because he got fired, but I can't go to Paris with this money.
Yeah.
And that'll be the end of the conversation. And then those are the people you see 8 years later, and you like, Calvin got a job. Calvin is regional manager now.
Yeah.
Don't gotta go into no office. Yeah. And dude named Ski from around the way he down doing 10.
Yeah.
You got a baby. The money's gone. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that plumber making $100,000 or that guy that's working hard at construction.
Winter and numb his hands.
What?
So, there's nothing wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
But you might look at him sideways.
That's a step down for you.
That's a step down for you.
Help me to understand. And that's basically what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like going into the way you choose a partner and a mate, and starting with money. And I just think that sets you up
absolutely
for
a complete and utter disaster.
Yeah, and I always tell people this: money provides options.
It does.
So you think of the people that make a lot of money, millions of dollars, doing whatever they're doing, they have more options.
That's it.
So why choose you? And if I do choose you, I might choose others, right? And my time is different.
What do you bring to the table?
Right. My time is different. How I move is different. It's just, you got to find somebody that aligns with who
you are. That's what I'm saying. It has to be where you are. You have to find somebody that can meet you where you are as a person. Like, I get the salary thing. I get the whole most women want security and want, to feel financially secure, and they want to protect her and a provider. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that, that's what their parents were. They father stayed and, took care of the house and did all of this and, made sure their mother didn't have to pay a bill and all that. Like, even that's a big thing. 50-50 in the house. And
that's a big thing too.
That's a big thing too.
Yeah.
Like,
I
don't understand when not being like needing some assistance, like, hey, can you pay the cable bill maybe this month or something like that? Like, whatever that conversation looks like.
Yeah.
I just don't know when it became, if he can't take care of me and do everything I need outside of this financially in terms of get my hair done, get my nails done, get my lashes, like we can't rock. Yeah, and it's weird.
You can want to be kept. It comes with something,
I'm trying to figure again, what exactly are you providing me? If I'm providing everything around here, I'm paying all the bills, I'm paying everything that we're doing, everywhere that we're going, I'm paying for all of that.
Yeah.
What exactly are you doing? Are you working towards something? Do you have a degree you're pursuing? Are you what exactly are you doing career-wise that, again, you being barely a 5, but you want this man that's a 10? What exactly?
Well, nobody views themselves as 5s, and I think that's where Kevin Samuels was trying to do similar to what we do when we're breaking down lyrics and we're picking who had the best verse. We going, all right, does this line hit? Does this punch line? So he's giving you facts and statistics. Like, all right, you got 3 kids with different fathers. The person that you want is going to choose someone that has less baggage, right?
Way less baggage.
Your body type may not be at the peak, right? So he may want someone that, if he decides to impregnate, there's room for error, right?
Listen, man, the bottom line is the man that you like. The conversation generally was the man that you looking for ain't looking for you.
That's it.
That's the
gist of it.
That's the gist of it. The man that you're looking for ain't looking for you because you don't like what you want. You don't even bring what it is that you want. So how can you expect that?
Well, how do you expect a woman to take that news, that information, right?
How do you? Okay, how would they expect a man that makes less than or doesn't meet their requirements? How would they expect that man to take that?
I don't know if they think about that.
This is the mirror. Like, this is hey you. Like, this is the mirror.
Meme, right?
Yeah, it's a Spider-Man meme. Like, this is the mirror. Like, okay,
yeah.
I don't want you because you don't make such and such and such and such. But how do you want the dude that does do that? How you want him to look at you and be like, I don't want you. You got 3 kids. You got 2 baby daddies. You got like who? How do you want him to look at you? Like, who's the blame?
I think that people need to just rethink how we connect, and that's really it. Like the black family's getting torn apart.
Absolutely, it's that been started.
Yeah, it's but this is part of it, man.
And you know what's funny? I'll never forget. That's an old movie. I'm very dating myself right now.
It's all right.
It's an old movie called Claudine with James Earl Jones and
yes.
And there's a part in the movie where the woman is like going down to get food stamps, whatever the case may be, and he can't be in the house. No, matter of fact, social worker's coming to the house, and he can't be in the house.
Yeah.
And like, I think the social worker came, he was there or something like that. He went down to the office. He was like, "Yo, I can't. I don't know what y'all want me to do." He was like, "I can't stay in the house because when y'all come there, I can't be there. But if I am there, the kids can't eat." He was like, "And then I can't. I do this, and then y'all drive me to drink. Like, what y'all want me to do?" Yeah. So they've been tearing apart the black family, but yeah, this is on another level at this point.
Yeah, perhaps can it be a blatant attack on a black family? A man without woman, is that sanity? A mother of 5 trying to survive all this calamity wants Meek Mill, and I can't tell her
that's
fantasy. And it speaks to everything that we've been saying. When you target, I mean, Meek Mill is not even, I can't say high on the totem pole, but when you think about generating millions, he's an artist that has to perform to make money. Mm-hmm. There are people out there that make money in their sleep.
Yes.
He does as well, but even if you want to target a Meek Mill, a millionaire, and say, yo, this is the type of person that I want.
But you a mother of 5.
Damn.
5.
So you meet this man, and he's like, "Well, you do what now? You got who?
What you do? I do. I work in the call center for AT&T.
I'll tell you what. Meet me here.
Right. My homeboy gonna bring you upstairs. Like
my
what?
Office hours are from 2 to 4.
To 4. Right.
And
you know what I mean? According to Jacqueline,
might see you when I see you,
son. And I get, again, shooting the messenger is a thing.
Yeah, it's bad.
I get it.
They really shot the messenger.
They literally shot the messenger. Yeah. But you can't have these expectations for who you want your partner or your significant other to be. But then when they are that and they look at you and don't see the same thing, and then they want those same requirements and they tear you down like, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have this. This is the way that the guy feels that doesn't meet your requirements feels. So now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking in the mirror.
Go on Instagram and praise killers. Say free to homie. When I died, you said I deserved it. You ain't even know me. Still, my spirit is good and trust in my soul's fine. Shit that hurts the most. I was torn apart
by my own kind.
And
listen, and that's what he was.
Yeah,
like he's telling the truth. Y'all hated it. Most women hated it, but it was a brutal and honest truth. And most people don't like truth. Like that's just what it. Most people don't like change. They don't like truth.
Truth. In terms of relationships, it's really, really difficult.
It is
because it has a lot to do with you.
Exactly.
Right?
It has a lot. It has a lot to do with introspection.
Yeah, and realizing you may not measure up in certain areas, or you may not be doing something well, and your upbringing and however you were raised plays a part.
All that plays a part,
right? Like your education, because that determines how much you earn, and not just school education, but just life education, right? And I think people just need to go into these relationships with honesty, man, with a clear head. If you dating somebody that, like I said, works at a school or plumbing or whatever it is, for a fact there's certain things they can't afford.
You know this,
right? So why would you set this requirement and be like, yo, he got to do this, he got to make that in order to date me, right? A chain restaurant now is just taboo. There's 2 of them?
Cheesecake Factory is amazing.
There's 2 of them? I can't
go.
Bowling?
Bowling was the dopest.
Bowling was a great date for me because I get to see how I always tell people that, well, yo, if you want to know what a girl's like, take her bowling. Because if she starts a competition with you when y'all bowling and she's like trying to beat you or be like, oh yeah, you got a gutter. Like
it's something.
I know what kind of person you are. But if I get a strike and you like, yay, and we, you know what I'm saying? Like, and cheer me on, something as simple as that. I kind of got a an idea of your personality and if I want to move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you. Scrabble.
Scrabble's good too.
Yo, Scrabble, let me tell you the beauty of Scrabble. The beauty of Scrabble is, it's a conversation piece because, you're looking at the board, you're trying to figure out, what you can do. Everybody's always talking about they don't have no letters. Nobody has nothing. Nobody ever has letters.
Right.
But it shows a level of vocabulary. Yeah. Where they're not spelling only 3-letter words. They're not spelling everything isn't cat, bat, hat, everything. But at the same time, it's a thinking game in that you can spell words in multiple ways. You can spell multiple words. You can spell them, you know what I mean? However you choose to go about it, it's really a thought process game.
Yeah. Now you're getting deep, though.
Yeah, but that's, I'm just saying, like, in terms of just the way a person's vocabulary says a lot about them.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like any person that can't hold a regular conversation without every third word being a curse word, every fifth word being an N word, like, we got a problem. But even just the types of conversation that the words in a Scrabble game might generate is another level of, okay, at the very least, this chick is dumb as all hell.
But see, or now you talk about something else because you talking about finding the substance and the layers beneath, right?
It's not even that. It's the competition of Scrabble because it's a competition. Yeah, it's the competition of a game. Yeah, but at the same time, I always felt like Scrabble was a chance where people wanted to show off how great, like what their vocabulary was, or people wanted to show off what words they knew, or how they could finagle using the U and the Z on they, you know what I mean? So
I was on that.
Yeah, I always thought that was a way where people with some sort of substance or some sort of education, I felt like that was their way to subtly flex their muscle. Okay. So at least from a female perspective, like I felt like women would want to use that as, oh, he must think I can't spell. You want to try me in Scrabble? Who he think he playing with? You know how they is. So I always felt like that was a good angle to use. So that was my approach.
Here's the thing: people like you and I may assess a woman that we've met in the past and look for intelligence or like I said, bowling was kind of testing your personality, your your emotional whatever connection and just how you move because you might not want to be with somebody that's jabby, that's confrontational. You might just get little red flags and early signs. Right. But on the flip side of that, a woman is looking like, oh, he took me bowling. Oh, he wanted to play Scrabble. Oh, he wanted to stay home and watch something or play a game. He must not got no money, right? Or he didn't want to spend any money on me. Mm-hmm. And that is how this generation is kind of taking it. Like, nah, you're not just going to do something minimal for me. We're not just going to do that. You're going to show me that you want to date me because I'm bad. Mm-hmm. And I just think that something like that is turning into something bigger. Because there are guys out there that think like us. Like, yo, I want to know more about you, right? I don't want to just spend on you, just spend on you, because that's nothing.
I could care less about spending the money, though. Yeah, you know why? Because I got to go eat anyway. Right. If I'm going to go hang out, I'm going to go hang out with the fellas. So, either way, if I'm going to hang out with you or if I'm going to hang out with the fellas, I'm going to hang out. Yeah. So, it's either you would just be an additional mouth to feed, so to speak. Yeah. If I'm going out to eat, I got to eat anyway. I'm just, you going with me, I'm paying for your food. Or if we going out to go do XYZ, we going to the movies, we're going to do whatever, I'm paying for you. So if there are things that I would do anyway, I don't even care about the money spending part of it. Yeah. But when that's the focus, or when that's if I'm not doing this, he must not be interested, or he must not got it.
Those are the two.
Those are the two options that come up when it's, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's go for a walk. Hey, let's go get some ice cream. Yeah. He must not got no money. Okay. You can take that angle, but then when you see the dollar bill with me on it, when I say he got his own money, I say he got his own money. Like when you see that, then you like, oh, why didn't you? But why should I have to?
Because there are a lot of guys that are not like that. There are a lot of guys that do the bare minimum. There's a lot of guys that don't want to spend. There's a lot of guys that just want to smash, and they've kind of soiled it for the people out there that want the genuine connections. And that's why shows like Ready to Love and all these Love is Blind.
Shows are dumb, by the way.
They are, but they're entertaining because people don't really know if people are sincere about wanting to connect. So now they like, all right, fuck it, let's put it on reality TV and figure it out. We watch Ready to Love.
So dumb.
we watch Ready to Love.
I hate them.
Ever since my man Kevin was on there, shout to Kevin.
Oh yeah, I forgot Kevin was on there one season. I forgot about that.
He was on season 1, baby.
I forgot about that.
Oh man, this
kind of we kind of just spun out of control. We kind of went away from the music, but this is a dope joint. Ransom, They Live.
Yeah.
But yeah, the verse really generated conversation because again, the way that he formatted the verse and just painted it as a picture of a person that you didn't know who it was, which is why he ended it with "Who am I?" Yeah. But kind of went through his life story, like his background with schooling and his parents and all of that. But really just kind of framed basically the world that we live in, like making him the bad guy for telling women the truth. And like the way he put it together, it was beautiful in that as you're listening to the story, if you've never heard the song, if you're hearing the song for your first time, you're really listening to it, trying to grasp every detail to try to figure out who it is that he's talking about.
Engineering,
I didn't know about that either.
It took me a while. I was like, wait a minute, who are you talking about?
Right. So you're listening to it, trying to grasp every detail to try to figure out exactly who it is that he's talking about. So
and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, whether you
absolutely
were a fan or believed in him or thought it was just clickbait or he was offensive. He was a content creator.
Yeah, man.
And he was passionate about what he was doing, and I feel like his life was taken unjustly. I don't really know all the details, but
she did that. She did that.
I'm sorry. I hate to,
She did that.
I feel like he had a chance because he started doing the acting thing. He was on Atlanta. I feel like he had a chance to do some different things and evolve. You know? I feel like his message might have softened. But again, shout out to Ransom, shout out to Nicholas Craven. Go get that DC4 if you haven't.
DC4 album
and everything else. Ransom is dropping. He probably dropped 3 more albums by the time this airs.
I know, right?
But
crazy.
I'm gonna send this to you, Randy. Check it out, please.
Yeah, please.
Much love. And
absolutely.
We spiraled out of control. I don't know how long we went, but
yeah, it's conversation, man. There's definitely a discussion that needs to be had. For the times that we live in, this is kind of the space that he was in. So yeah.
If you're new here, this is what we do. We dissect the verses. We go off on tangents and talk about it. Word. Subscribe to the channel, please, and comment because we want to hear what you guys feel about this topic as well.
Absolutely.
And suggest verses, and just the more y'all interact, the more we love it. It's us responding to you, and thank you so much.
And we don't do bots or we don't have no assistants just yet. We ain't get that
yet. and if you're watching this and you got a show you want to do, go ahead and get to it, man. Get to doing whatever it is that you dream of, man.
Yes, sir.
Get out of your own way and take no bars off.
Get to it.
Peace.
Real spitters take no bars off. Yeah.